Welcome to Mystics Outlook. Joined as always, we got Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons. Look, Seattle held on to knock off Washington 86-83 in a very entertaining, hard-fought game one of this series. You guys heard us talk about this multiple times this week, both on Mystics Outlook at the end of the regular season and this week on the latest installment of the Focus TV. Both Raymond and Cardell broke down how they thought this series was going to go. I don't think any of us are surprised about how close game one was. But just your thoughts on how things ended, I guess, for Washington this one. We'll start with you, Ray, and then Cardell.
Um, yeah, man, we knew this would be a hard fought series coming in, but it still stings to lose a winnable one like this. It's not a lot of room for error, man. So you you got to put these ones in the bag, and Washington let one slip away. Elena had a great game. They were tough defensively. They had some turnover issues early on, and then that one big one down the stretch. So yeah, man, in a series like this, when both teams are just so evenly matched, it's going to be little things that want to lose you games, and they just faltered at those little things at the wrong times, and they held Jewel Lloyd in check for most of the game, but when she came alive, she came alive, man, and it was at the worst time for Washington. So yeah, they got some things to figure out. This is the best Elena's looked, all season. This is what the whole management process for her was gearing towards. For her to be at this point and be able to to go full throttle like this. So, if it is a bright spot, it's good to see her be able to come out and perform the way she did. On Seattle side, Cardell said the other night that Brianna Stewart and Elena were going to cancel each other out. They slugged it out, went back and forth. Uh, the kind of the X factor, so to speak, was Jewel Lloyd coming alive in the fourth quarter. Seattle, they were kind of dependent on Stewie to be the hero up until that point. And in the fourth quarter, Washington they devoted a lot of defensive attention to her. Throwing doubles at her, being extra physical, and there wasn't really that second punch, and Jewel Lloyd provided it, and I think that's what put Seattle over the hump.
Cardell.
Yeah, a lot of the issues that plagued the Mystics throughout the season came back at the worst possible time late in the fourth quarter. The turnovers, the defensive breakdowns. Yeah, it's just eerily similar to what we saw a couple of weeks ago when Seattle came to DC and they split 1-1. But both games were close. That's how you know that coming in, like Mystics don't have no room for error, especially with it being best of three, and Seattle having home court advantage. This is a win. This should have been a win for them. I thought they went away from a lot of things that were working for the first three quarters. Once the pressure got on in the fourth, did a whole probe on Jewel Lloyd. She attacks the bigs, and especially in this game, she attacked Shakira. She tested her experience. Shakira is athletic and long enough to hedge out and be up on her, to give Cloud or Atkins, whoever's on her, enough time to get around that screen to get back to her. She's athletic and tall enough. They got to adjust that, man. That's not working, being way off her, because Jewel Lloyd's one of the players, if she see daylight, the shots going up, especially when it's money time. She had 16, 14 came in the fourth quarter. She literally did not have a field goal for three quarters, and then she went crazy. She's there closing, and that's why, coming in, I that's the whole point of the pros. Like, they're going to have to adjust, because I know in those games they saw things that favored them, and one of it was attacking the base. Now, Delanar stepped up defensively. She looked amazing on both ends. She looked like 2019 Delanar, you know what I mean, MVP Delanar. So it didn't quite work when they were trying to attack her. So they went after the rookie, and You know, and Jewel Lloyd, the thing about her is she's such a killer that she only need to see one or two go in. Then it's like the bucket just gets big. It's like an ocean to her. And then the times that Cloud got over the screen and stayed with her, it's too late. She's already zeroed in, hit the runner, hit the step back, and then that's game. You know, then the rest is just a foul. You know, hit your free throws type of thing. They got to figure something out with that, man, because it's just it's it's consistent. And Maisha, I'm not gonna be too rough on her. She missed 2 games. Uh, it's tough to come back to a regular game in a regular season, fresh off of missing 2 games, and get your rhythm back. Especially for her, she's a rhythm player. She can't miss a lot of time and just pick right back up all the way where she left off at, man. But then you miss 2 games and jump right into the playoff atmosphere where everybody on a million, like just playing as hard as they can. That's tough. So her type of night is typical, man. But she competed. You know, you can't take nothing away from her. That's another thing. The Mystics reserves really didn't give them much. It was a lot of pressure on the starters. You saw those breakdowns. Also, one thing we talked about was Cloud. Said she couldn't turn the ball over, and we said she had to be aggressive. She did that in the first half. She was getting to the rim at will. She was scoring. I think she went away from that. I think that's why that turnover occurred. She had lane, but she just overpassed it looking for Atkins. That not this series. Sue Bird at this stage can't guard you. Tina ain't trying to guard you. McBeggar's in the game. Go at her and get the foul. So she'll have to sit down. And then the favorites which y'all have going. And that's just facts. She going to be aggressive. They need somebody else to step up. Atkins did what she first half she was on, but I think again, settle for too many threes. I understand that they felt they got to hit those threes. She spoke on it. She got hit that backside 3 to kind of open things up for Deladon. No doubt, she was 4 for 8, but she was 5 for 15 overall. So she was missing some mid range. She was missing layups, man. You know, she got to convert those. And like I said with Cloud, man, before turnovers hurt. Look, the Storm in a lot of ways remind me of the Spurs from the NBA. You just can't make mistakes, man. They just a well-oiled machine. They don't beat themselves, man. You got to be on point. And this was a game for them to get and put the pressure on them because you know you got your back pocket going back to DC, man. So it's going to be tough because now they out for blood. They already know what's at stake because they're a veteran team. They've been there, done that as well. It's going to be tough, man, but it's the same little mistakes that occurred throughout the season that came back to haunt the Mystics, man, and that's very unsettling as we get ready for Game 2 on Sunday.
Yeah, like you guys said, Coach was just talking a little bit, and you know you can see it on his face. Essentially, just what you guys said. Like they definitely let one slip away. You talk about the turnovers, both of you guys mentioned. The time of those turnovers, like even in the first half, like yeah, it's cool that you're able to come back and you know they responded to some of Seattle's runs or some of their bad stretches of play with a 7-0 run and 11-0 run, things of that nature. But turning the ball over, like you guys literally just said, you can't give Seattle chances. Jewel, I think she got a rhythm on a miss, honestly, and then hit a free throw and then, you know, got to the line and that was that. But it was literally, I was sitting there and I tweeted it during the game. And it was literally the only reason like it popped in my head. It's so fresh. I just finished editing the probe. It was literally, history just repeated itself. Like she missed that shot a couple weeks ago. Next thing you know, Jewel Lloyd's going, and like y'all said, when she's their closer, and we all know who's getting the ball late for them when they're going through it. She scored 12 consecutive points late in this game. You know, Coach was asked about that final play, not the final play, but after Jewel hit that shot to put them up, I think 1, or was it 1 or 3? I think 1, because the foul hadn't happened yet. After she hit the shot to put them up 1, then I think Tosh turned the ball over trying to get it to Ariel. Coach was saying when that play, they were trying to get it to Elena, try to get the double and get it back to Ariel for an open 3. But we all know how that turned out with the ball being, Sunsy just rolled out of bounds. Like y'all said, for 3 quarters, folks were doing what they needed to do in the fourth quarter. It felt like it was just give the ball to Elena.
And she lost
When,
plays.
yeah, and it didn't need to be, but that's what it was. And kudos to Seattle for doing what they needed to do to not lose home court. And I think Seattle knows. I think Seattle understands what this is too. Like you said, Cardell, they're going to be out for blood because I don't think they want to play extra game, especially with the extra game being across the country. Like, there's no way in hell they're going to overlook game two in this series. Like, they're definitely trying to end this on Sunday. If you watch it, you got a pivotal chance to think about it with this best of three. You got a chance to steal home court if you handle business tonight. Go ahead.
Okay. I like the adjustment that Seattle made, Quinn, when she put Stewie on Atkins. She put some length, and that's why Atkins couldn't really keep it going. And she even got a block on her three, and then she set Tina and put McBeggar in, and that's what I was saying. You can attack Tina. You can get easy scoring against Tina because Tina's not at this stage ain't a shot blocker, and she's not really trying to get after it too much defensively, man. Even though she had it going, early on she was cooking, but that took away the Mystics' advantage as far as what Cloud was doing, getting to the rim and all that. And but once McBeggar came in, they locked down. They locked down, and that's when the desperation came. It's like, all right, none of us can really get a good shot here, Deladon. And they play right into Seattle hands where you got to be poised. And that's why all the more I was saying Cloud got to be aggressive. She got to be aggressive, man, because she can get a good shot against Sue Bird because she's bigger. Just have confidence in your game. Like, they need somebody because they're going to key in on Atkins. They're not going to let her. And Atkins got her hands full dealing with Jewel, you know what I'm saying, and trying to match up with that. Somebody else has to step up. Alicia Clark, your former team, you got to do it. I don't expect Maisha Hines Allen to be 1 for 8 again. She did went 50%. Mystics win. You know what I mean? So it'd have been a different thing, but it was some great coaching, some great adjustments going on, and it's just that Seattle made the better adjustments late, and to get the ball to Jewel Lloyd, and that's what I was saying. Stewie had it going, but Jewel Lloyd stepped up. And they clamped down defensively. They really did, man. In the fourth quarter, you gotta tip your hat off to them. Because even Delanon, the shots, the runners off the glass that she was hitting and whatnot, they weren't close late in the game, man. And that's because of the length. And they sending doubles. They just made less mistakes, man. And they executed on both ends, and that's why they got the edge in the victory.
Yeah, and you talk about the job Ezzy did. Well, you talk about Coach Quinn taking out Tina, put Ezzy on the floor. Y'all know Ezzy had one rebound, and that one rebound was arguably the biggest of the game. In that moment, she had one rebound tonight. It was that offensive rebound after that jumbled up play that gave them the extra possession. Like, the little things, not to keep harping on it, but the tiniest of things in games like this. But again, they're pros. What happened tonight happened. Got a chance on Sunday to extend your season. It's really that simple. Player of the game tonight for you guys.
Man,
Stewie.
yeah. Since Jewel closed, man. She closed like a mother. she took him out. So I'm gonna give it to her. She came in that joint was like, nah. this is gonna begin this W.
Yeah, I was with Stewie for most of the game. Bro, that 12 straight in the fourth, and I need this. Like, you want to talk about like heavy buckets? We all felt, and like every one of her points were felt. Like, it was absurd. But yeah, for me it was Jewel as well. X Factor, a lot of choices here.
Gabby Williams, easy.
Yeah, I was looking at Gabby and Jewel. Yeah, I mean, y'all made a lot of sense with Jewel, with how she closed the game out. But I just had her in this category for the simple fact that that was really the turning point in the game. And Gabby Williams, man, her defense, And then she hit some big shots when it looked like at times the Mystics was about to stretch it out. She hit a couple threes, man, made some key plays. It was yeah, it was a lot of people that had their fingerprints on this one.
And I say Gabby because she had a near triple double, 12, 7, and 6. Like she ain't nowhere near that during the regular season, man. That those numbers hurt, especially with Alicia Clark only giving you 2 and Maisha Allen's going through 8. Just think if Deladon would have kind of looked like she looked like throughout the regular season, this a double-digit win for Seattle. It's not even close. So yeah, she stepped up big. Like she put pressure on. Now it's like Alicia, you gotta give them 10 plus.
Hmm.
It ain't you can't chill. You gotta give them 10 plus. She passed up a lot of shots. She had some wide open Jones. And like if you ain't gonna shoot them, you gotta sit. It's real.
Yeah, I went with Gabby too. Like even to open the game, honestly, Washington opens the game on a 7-0 run. Gabby was the one that got things started for Seattle. I think got her hand in the passing lane, got them in transition. Then they started to go. I think she only had a couple threes, but they were like the cap runs or ignite runs, just timely threes. And like you guys were saying with Stewie and EDD, cancel each other out. Right, that was a landslide. Nobody matched what Gabby did tonight for Washington at all. Like that was a flawless advantage for them. So 12, 7 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Bro, like that's in a 3-point game. Damage done. So like you guys said, go ahead.
Sue only had 2 assists, which is crazy. Which he ain't turn the ball up. You see what I'm saying? Like that. It's crazy how small the margin is for victory in the series is, dog. Like it's
Hmm.
crazy, man. It's crazy, dog. I don't even know what to both say because think about it. You go back to the film, watch the film and stuff. It's like they know what it is. It's just little things. They play hard enough to win. They executed and made enough shots to win. Got enough stops. It's just the little things at the wrong damn time, man. It's the same stuff, and that's what's frustrating, man. It's like, yo, y'all better than this. Like, come on, man. Hey, even Shakira, Tina was, woof. Tina was just like, welcome to the league for real, welcome to the playoffs for real early on, but she settled in
Hmm.
and she came along and actually outplayed Tina overall to the point where they had to sit Tina because you're like, yo, you can't guard her, dog. She's cooking you. She's returning the favor. You know what I mean? So they had to put McGregor in just to calm her down. You know what I'm saying? So it's right there, man. Like that, we talked about this other night. They're so close, being evenly matched. It's crazy. They're right there, man. But it showed again tonight. You gotta trust Seattle's execution more than the Mystics, man. It just shows, man. That's why they up 1-0, man.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Like at those key times during this game, there's several moments in this game where it felt like it could go like it was just hanging in the balance. Seattle almost made a play every one of those moments. We can go back and somebody on Seattle made a play. On broken plays, they converted. It you had times where Washington had a chance to go up 5 or something like that. They miss a 3. Seattle hits 2 threes on the other end, and just math happens just that quick. But like we said going into this was gonna be a tough series because you're so freaking evenly matched, and it comes down to the smallest of things. You had 2 point guards who pride themselves in dishing the rock, but I think they had 3 assists between the two of them tonight. The turnovers were
Hmm.
the big difference.
Assist leader.
Yeah, the assist leader.
You
So
see that
Tosh had 1, Sue
one
had 2.
with Deladon cooking like that, so that means Deladon Buggers was 1-on-1.
Yeah.
ISO. That plays right in Seattle's hands. Yeah, go ahead, beat us. And like if you gonna beat us, you gonna have to beat us. We gonna let you get yours, but we ain't let nobody like act as had like no, they play right into the hands and still had a chance to win. That's what's crazy. And if you look at like the key stats, like those were close, but Seattle won them. Rebounding 31-27, assists 21-16, less fouls. Mystics had 17, Obviously, they had to do it late, but still, Seattle had 11. Um, it just the man, the little details that people ignore, man, and that's the frustrating. Like these type of L's hurt. Like, all right, they got their heads rocked. All right, you know what? Y'all ain't come to play. Let's throw that film away and come back. But these type of L's, when you had it so close, especially with the best of three, though, you can't give these type of games away, especially on the road when you were all the way on the other side of the country. Oh no, like woo. Yeah, it's gonna be some of the misses ain't gonna get a good sleep for the next couple of days. Man, I know it's about not.
You
Man.
can't, like you said, I'm gonna keep going back to this. So like, even with the night, as he had right with the 8 points, and we all know like Maisha just jumped back into a playoff game. Like, Lord, that's tough. She still had 6 to Ezzy's 8. Like, Gabby Williams, like,
And Jewel Lloyd, man.
yeah, and
Like some Missy's fans was like, "Yo, y'all cover the Missy's. Why are you doing a promo on them?" I'm like, "Look, man, the whole angle is I feel they gonna have to contain to get out the series, dog. Stewie's gonna do what Stewie do. It's like Belladonna on the other side. They gonna do what they do. I feel like Cloud and Sue Bird, in a sense, is a wash. I feel like Atkins overall with Lloyd is a wash. But crunch time, that's their closer. Because you got a lot of players claim to have the Mamba mentality. Now she really got that shit. Like it's no fear, no hesitation. We getting shots up. It's like just give me some space. That's all I need. I don't need much. And then these Jones gonna fall eventually. So you have to really, you can't lose track of it. She was getting wide open threes. I'm like, yo, y'all tripping right now. Like this just happened 2 weeks ago. Nah, Gabby Williams would have had to beat us, dog. Nope. I'm all up. Nope. I don't. Nope. Reverse the ball.
You're right. Like, you're right.
Gonna have to beat us. Somebody else gonna have to beat us.
Yeah, I'm living with Gabby Williams threes over Drew Lloyd threes all day.
I don't want Julio having the ball late. I'm gonna be real honest. Like she the type that go 1 for 8 and then 5 for 6 when you need it. Like, no, like just
and those weren't even like easy shots. Cloud was right there. Runners, bang shots, step back three. Oh, Shakira, you ain't learning a couple weeks ago. Take this 3. It's just that's
the tough jumper leaning in at the foul line with Cloud and Atkins right there. Like, dog, those are. But like you said,
even when they said, "Yo, she hasn't hit a where's," they was commentating. They were saying, "Yo, where's Lloyd? She had to hit a field goal." I'm still feeling like she had 30 and 3/4. Like that's how I was feeling. Like it's like, nah, don't do that. As soon as you say her name, this is when she's gonna start waking up. Like y'all know what y'all doing. It's like when they talk about, hey man, he's perfect for the free throw line. Then they miss. Oh, I jinxed them. Like, see y'all jinxed the misses. I'm like, chill, man. Like, don't do that.
Heavy buckets.
Daggers, you know, she's a killer. That's what she is for this team, man. So, and I knew she was on one because Atkins was lighting her up at first. You know what I'm saying? So, come on, man. It's just, yeah, man. This one hurts. They can front all they want. This a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's real simple. You know what happened? You got an opportunity to extend your season. Come Sunday at 4 p.m. It's simple. You're either gonna be playing here on Wednesday or be talking about what was on another year. And it's gonna be the same things we kind of talked about all year that you're undoing. So, I mean, it's really simple. But if you guys didn't have anything else, we'll close down. And then we'll see y'all Sunday after Sunday's game for, what's hopefully not the last Mystics Outlook of the year. But it's not up to us. We'll see what happens. So you guys enjoy your night, your weekend. We'll see you guys, Sunday evening around 7 or so. Have a good one.